He was one of the most powerful men in the world, the founder of fascism, Adolf Hitler's closest friend and ally. Together, they plunged the world into a war that cost millions of lives. But when the end came for Benito Mussolini, it wasn't in a glorious battle or a quiet bunker. His final moments were more brutal, more public, and more humiliating than anyone could have imagined. Before the fall, there was the rise. Benito Mussolini was a master of propaganda and power. He promised to restore the Roman Empire and used violence and intimidation to seize control of Italy. For 2 decades, he ruled as Il Duce, the leader. He built a cult of personality, and his alliance with Nazi Germany's Adolf Hitler seemed to make them an unstoppable force. But what goes up must go down. And for Mussolini, the descent would be steep, bloody, and utterly degrading. As World War II turned against the Axis powers, the cracks began to show. The Italian people were tired of war and suffering. In a stunning vote, Mussolini's own government turned against him. The king had him arrested and imprisoned high in the mountains. It seemed his reign was over. But Hitler was not about to lose his most important ally. What happened next was a daring rescue mission, straight out of a movie. In a breathtaking raid, German paratroopers led by the infamous Otto Skorzeny rescued Mussolini from his mountain prison. He was flown to safety, but it was the safety of a puppet ruler. Hitler set him up in a tiny, crumbling state in northern Italy. Here, a broken Mussolini spent his final months, knowing the net was closing in. As Allied forces pushed north, he made a desperate, final attempt to escape to Switzerland, disguised as a German soldier. But his luck had finally run out. On April 28, 1945, Italian partisans captured Mussolini and his mistress. Their fate was decided not in a court of law, but by the rage of a nation he had led to ruin. The next day, their bodies were transported to Milan and dumped in Piazzale Loreto, a square where the Nazis had once executed partisan fighters. The crowd gathered. The rage that had built for 20 years exploded. They screamed. They spat. They kicked. And then, they hung his body upside down from the beams of a gas station for all the world to see. This was not just an execution, it was a symbol. The ultimate humiliation for a man who demanded ultimate respect. So, what are we really looking at in this photo? We're looking at the end of fascism in Italy. We're looking at the raw, unfiltered justice of a betrayed people. And we're re-looking at a warning, a ghost from history, reminding us of the fate that often awaits those who cling to power through fear and violence. The story of Mussolini's end is more than a historical footnote. It's a dark lesson about the price of tyranny and a chapter of World War II that you will never forget.